Mother Nature. Since whatever beginning we spawned, she has gifted us a world of serene beauty, in which we are granted the ability to grow as a species. A world that began long before our brief existence. It's hard to imagine a world before us, before roads, buildings, cars, people. Mankind has a tendency to navigate towards order, a system, control. You see it everywhere you go. But when you find yourself between the cracks of civilization, find yourself in the heart of Mother Nature with no trace of mankind's attempts to control, you will notice that our maternal guardian has a very different way of running things. It's chaos. Beautifully balanced chaos. There are no signs, direction, order. Nothing is in place, which puts everything in place. The scientific term entropy refers to the laws of order and disorder, and that unless there is an active force inputting effort, order will naturally navigate towards disorder. That force is us. If we were not here, the world would experience disorder. But is disorder really such a bad thing? Do you ever walk through the woods and think, this isn't right? Mankind cannot wrap its mind around this concept. It's too sporadic, too random of an idea. And that's because our species no longer has a place within this beautiful balance. And that is the sad reality. So what now? Do we just continue to bite the hand that feeds us until all that remains is order, and Mother Nature is simply no more? Then what will become of us? Well, would you believe me if I told you that Mother Nature had an ace in the hole? Would you believe me if I declared that there's a little bit of her still alive walking among us? A little bit of this beautifully organized chaos all around us. She could be right next to you on the bus. She may be in one of your classes. She may be one of your co-workers. You know, she's not hard to find. All you have to look for is 7 layers of plot. My name is Jake Roth, a 24-year-old filmmaker from Dubuque, Iowa. My best friend has been a camera since I was 10 years old, filming home movies with poorly choreographed fight scenes around the house. One of the first things I fell in love with filming was skateboarding. The fast pace, the slams, the lands, the pure adrenaline and exhilaration of it was intoxicating. I had been skating myself for about 6 years until...
Oh! I'm done, dude. Fuck!
When my personal skateboarding career suffered a drastic speed bump. It sucks. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. But slowing down on skateboarding was a blessing in disguise, where I was able to focus more heavily upon my camera, through which I was able to watch skateboarding grow through a new lens, quite literally. Watch how something as simple as a plank of wood with some trucks and wheels could touch so many people's lives for the better. A front row seat to witness one of the most misunderstood movements unfold before my very eyes. I recognized something special when I first visited our local skate park for the first time so many years ago. So many people from so many different backgrounds and lifestyles all in one place. No politics, no disagreements, no conflict, nothing but camaraderie. A display you don't really see very often throughout the rest of society.
It's one of my favorite places. I've come here almost every day for years and years. It's just like, this is where all your friends are. You meet your friends here. You might all come from different walks of life, like Jimmy might come from Asbury or, Illinois or Wisconsin, and then you got Ted and Andy coming from down the block. It just brings people from all over together in one place.
everybody has that one thing in common. They're all down there to skate and have a good time.
But everybody's really cool, you know, everybody encourages each other to keep skating, and oh, you're trying that trick, can I try it with you? It's not, hey, I'm gonna do this trick and just to show you up and be a dick. I wanna try it with you and motivate you to do it.
It's almost more of a social gathering place than it is a skate park. It's fun because there's a lot of kids that aren't even skating there too that, you know, get into it or, you know, are either filming or just down there to support their friends, and it's definitely a place to bring people together.
An idea reinforced by the nucleus of Dubuque's skateboarding community, reality check.
Reality check. That is pretty much the catalyst to the entire skate scene in Dubuque.
I think reality check has contributed everything to the skate scene in Dubuque. I mean, they've been around for so long, and they've been pushing kids to do better, to try harder.
I feel like they've helped out a lot, bringing like current boards, trucks, clothing, shoes to Dubuque, because I used to live in a town where we didn't have that. We had to drive an hour away at least to even get anything good.
Reality check definitely brings the heart, because that's where you get your equipment, that's where you get your board, that's where you get your shoes. And they always play such a big role in like keeping the scene going, just like putting on contests and helping.
One of the biggest contributions from Dubuque's local shop is the annual skate jam every summer.
There's really not a whole lot of like sanctioned skateboarding events, and I think that's just one thing everybody looks forward to every year.
You know, you might see Jake and Adam in one week, and then you see Ben and Andy the next, but you all are never at the same place at the same time.
It's just the fact that everybody gets down there together and has one big session. It's pretty cool, you know, like everybody enjoys it. Good way to get the community together and see what's all up with skateboarding in the area.
You know, you can be a beginner and have fun in the way we do it. There's no like set skill level, so just everybody gets a prize. There takes all the rivalry and competition out of it.
It's like, oh damn, like when did you learn that trick? Like that's crazy. Like I had no clue that you could do that. The last time I saw you, I didn't think you'd ever be capable of landing.
The vibe is like perfect, like brings everyone together. People that usually don't skate together, gets everyone from every spectrum just to come down and have fun.
Skateboarding is a living, breathing organism, just like me or you. And like all other living, breathing organisms, it loves pizza. Yeah, you heard right. Pizza.
Pete's Party is just mainly just a clothing company we started. It's kind of just homies that kind of like skating get together and we eat pizza. Pizza is the most universal food, so I mean, why not?
A bunch of dudes that like to get together, drink beer, skateboard, and eat pizza. It's really, hands down, that's all it is, you know? We like to go out of town and skate and represent Pizza Party.
Road trips with Pizza Party are the absolute most fun. We went up in Wisconsin this spring. We had like 15 people with us, like just rolling deep. And it's crazy to like, when you go up to a skate park and you have that many people get out of cars and start skating around, like people notice that shit and they're just like, what is going on? Like, what is this? Like,
How many different skate parks? You know, up to 3 or 4 different skate parks in one day.
You know, had a good time and no one got upset with each other. It was just a big bro fest, pretty much.
You know, the best part, that's all that I wanted to get from it. You know, it's not about making, you know, a huge corporate America company that takes off and is in PacSun and Zoomies.
having fun. We did some camping that time. That was the best, I think.
You're dead tired. Then you get to a campsite, middle of nowhere, like no running water, nothing. You're like, we're really doing this. We're really tent camping. You're just sitting around a fire with, 10 or 15 of your closest buddies out of nowhere. You all skated different skate parks all day, and it's just like, yeah, this is what it's about. Like, this is why we do this.
You don't have to travel far to find skateboarding. It's everywhere. Hell, it might even be in your backyard.
It's just the freedom of being able to skate whenever you want.
It's neat to have a little ramp like that, tucked away under some trees in the woods.
Casey's mini ramp's tight. It's truly a cool, little getaway.
It's just something different too, especially since our park has kind of been lacking that. They kind of got a mini there that kind of caught somewhere in between a mini ramp and a half pipe type deal.
Getting to skate is kind of an honor in a way, just because it's like something that's, his own, and we all kind of helped hand in hand with it a little bit.
And it's in a cool environment, chilling under the trees, got the lights strung up.
Skating the mini it's fucking dope, man. I remember when he first started talking about building that, I was just kind of like, yeah, this would be pretty crazy, and I don't think anybody really realized how much fun it was gonna be. We set the lights up the first night, and people were skating well into the night, having fun, drinking beers, hanging out. I don't think I've seen smiles from ear to ear on so many of my friends' faces all at the same time.
The first night was just, it was kind of the christening of the mini ramps, so it was just a lot of energy, a lot of positivity. I mean, really it was just one of those instances where you just were skating and you didn't want to stop. I literally didn't stop until my legs felt like they were about to fall off, and you don't get that a lot, especially when, the spots get played out and stuff around here. So anything new, especially with a close-knit group of friends, is really special.
Sat on here until our freaking body couldn't take it anymore, basically. And that was just kind of the vibe. It was just like no one wanted to stop because we had it here, and it took, 3 weeks to make.
It's like a party at a bar, but it's in the woods, and then there's a ramp there. That makes it way better. I'd rather go skate that thing and drink there any night of the week than go to a bar.
I slept on the thing in my tent, so that was pretty fun. Didn't feel too good the next morning, but.
It's one of those times you'll never forget, just because it was super fun.
This new vision for skateboarding in Dubuque doesn't end with a mini ramp in someone's backyard. Bigger things are on the drawing board.
Hollywood Action Sports. It is an idea that I had about 11 years ago. I've always wanted to have an indoor skate park or be a part of a skate shop or some way, shape, or form. Or be a part of the industry in that matter, I guess. When I moved back from Colorado just recently and seeing what Kahle was doing with the pizza party crew, it really inspired me to I kind of see a need and a demand for it.
An awesome indoor facility that, not only Dubuque is lacking, but there's really not a facility like it anywhere close to here.
There's not a place to go right now, and there's so much talent potential. It's going to cover all the bases and just be a breeding ground for the younger and up-and-comers.
Giving the kids an opportunity to things that we didn't have growing up, that's huge.
I think it's like a revolution to skateboarding in Dubuque. He wants an indoor so everyone can skate all year round.
Because you got a lot of people around here that like to skateboard and they can't skate during the winter.
A lot of kids don't snowboard or, even do anything in the winter, so it might, bring something new to the table.
But hearing talks of a new skate park in town isn't exactly news to the skateboarding community of Dubuque.
We had our first initial park, I believe it was 2000, that was built.
In 6th grade, and I was like, oh, cool, and And they put that thing down there by the river, which was, at that time, it was already outdated. You know, I thought, oh, we're getting a skate park, and here we get this little, you know, wooden skate park straight out of the early 90s, you know? That's something you would see back in those days.
I had like just started skating. Like, I'd never even been to a skate park before. It was pretty cool back then. It was all skate light and wood,
and it just went to pieces. I mean, the wood was all broke out and everything, and they replaced it.
We're in a, you know, seasonal environment, so you get water, snow, and stuff on wood, and it deteriorates over time.
I think that's when the new skate park was kind of tossed around, you know, a few years after that one was put in. And then that got tabled, and they just decided to change all the ramps down there to, you know, steel ramps, so they didn't have to really upkeep it, which I guess makes sense from a financial standpoint, but kind of made the park crappier.
It went from bad, when they changed the metal, it stayed bad.
Pretty much thought they were fixing it, when they really actually just messed it up even more. And then we heard we were getting a skate park, another one, and we got Comiskey, which is useless.
I mean, they just kind of throw out a concrete slab and put some ramps on it. It's not really meeting the needs, I would say.
As far as skate parks in Dubuque goes, that's about it. Talks of a new park has been going around since I started skateboarding. I've always heard that there's always plans for it, there's always a budget in it, but there's always some excuse from the city of why the budget has to be pushed back.
I don't know how many times they had money in the budget and it got cut.
I mean, I'm waiting for it. I've been waiting for a long time.
I just don't get what's taking so long. You know what I mean? And if you have the money, then the money's not the issue. And what is it? Every
year, the city always gets everybody's hopes up, and then you just don't hear anything about it.
Been pushed back, and I sat on committees and tried to help get it going and stuff like that.
I've been on the committee, and I've been helping the city, and it's been a long process. It's coming along very well, though. I mean, we got it in the budget this year, and I think as of now, it's still rolling. We're actually in part one of the process, and they're saying that it should be started by next spring.
It sounds like everything's a go, but we've heard it a couple times before, so not really sure how it's gonna go.
I'm hoping that it's not I'm hoping they're not setting us up for another letdown.
City says it's in the budget. I just hope they keep it in the budget. I think it's all on their part now. Like, we've proven to them it needs to happen. I mean, they pushed us off long enough. I mean, I want to say at least 12, almost 12 years. I know it's been a long time because I couldn't even drive when I started going to meetings for the first time, and I'm hoping now at 25, like, they actually get it done.
I hope it happens. That'd be cool to have 2 new skate parks within a year.
I hope it happens, Jake, I really do. Or, the city's trying to get something going, but I feel like I can get something going too, and then we both collaborate and make something huge for the city,
Kids travel hundreds of miles to go check out skate parks that are built in different areas, and I don't see why it's going to be any different for those kids who skate up at those parks to come down to Dubuque.
I think it's going to blow up, and it's going to bring everyone else from like Davenport, Madison, surrounding areas. It might even go like across the nation. I mean, you never know.
Really change the way people look at the sport around here in this area. I mean, in other areas, everything they look at it differently. It's more accepted, but here it's going to take a little bit.
With the crew that we have, like the skate community in this town, everybody coming together, that's what's going to make this work.
I think Casey will get it together. I think he'll do it. He'll do it, and it'll blow up, and we'll have pro teams coming through here doing demos and hanging out.
There's not an hour that passes that I don't think about it, so I'm not going to rest or feel accomplished until I at least open the doors. I mean, the job that I'm working now, it's a great job, and my parents think it's awesome, grandparents think it's awesome, got a 401k and all that good stuff, but it's not me. It almost pushes me to get this going, because it's like, why am I sitting here just paying the bills and to have a house and to have nice things? Like, that's not what I want. That's not my goal in life. It's to have fun and be happy, And you don't need $1 million to do that.
Dubuque is just one small example of how skateboarding continues to endure regardless of any red or green light. And if you think that's eye-opening, just wait until you see it on the larger stage.
Oh man, Wild in the Streets is crazy. It's like as many people as you've ever seen at like a fair, concert or something in one area, skateboarding down the street, just taking over.
Going to Wild in the Streets in Chicago was, I've been to a lot of skate events. I went to Wild in the Streets in Detroit too, and anytime you have an event like that, it's truly amazing.
We went to one of their old parks, Burnham, and that place was like really sketchy, but it was fun. It was a good time. Everybody showed up and just had fun and got sweaty and dehydrated and, met some pros and hung out. And it's just everybody coming together, to do something. Skateboard for a purpose.
A purpose that even the pros are behind.
Skateboarding really brings people together because it's not like surfing where everyone's fucking fighting over waves and being assholes and shit. Everyone could just skate. I pretty much met all my friends through skateboarding, and it's a lot of good people.
Skateboarding is awesome, man. It brings everybody together. Everybody might be different, have different interests, but the skateboard brings everybody together.
I think it's like any kind of creative thing that people do, whether it's guitar playing or art or skateboarding or whatever. It's like we all have the same thing in common. Race isn't involved, or if you're a girl or a guy or whatever. If you see a skater in a grocery store, you're gonna say what's up. We just have this one thing, in common, so it's just kind of brings us all together.
I thought it was kind of cool that, we had kind of a schedule of things to do. It was like, all right, we're supposed to meet up here, then we're gonna go cruising through the streets and go to this other skate park. But once we got to the skate park and everybody was skating, it kind of just got caught up like no, we don't really give a shit about that. Like we just want to skate.
Anytime you get that interaction with different skaters at different ages, it's just something you don't get every day. There's people that drove, probably over 10 hours, and there's, we only drove like 3.5 hours or whatever, so it just really kind of puts people together. And not only that, but you get to fucking shred, fun stuff and get to see really cool stuff. We started out in one park and got to skate over a mile to the next park.
And it's just full on chaos, like boom, this is skateboarding in your face.
Well, it's just like you see a group of people on their Harleys, they're all riding together, it's like they're all brothers. It's like when we're all riding our skateboards together, feel like we're all brothers, we're all part of a family.
It's a good way to show like just that skateboarding is gonna happen. They think we're such a nuisance and that we're terrible and that we're just breaking everything. We're just trying to express ourselves.
Some people are like, oh, it's a gang. Yeah, kinda, I guess you could say that, We're a gang of dudes that like to ride wooden toys down the street.
That's skateboarding. That's what it's about. Having that disorder, having no rules.
Skateboarding's kind of always been, a little bit outside the norm.
We see a stair set, or we see a ledge, or we see an embankment on something like a loading dock, and we're like, we can skate that. Other people see that and they're like, oh, we gotta walk down these stairs, use this handrail, get down the stairs. We see that, we're like, let's jump it. We're urban gorillas.
I think chaos is good for the system every once in a while. I don't think skateboarding's going anywhere by any means.
Skateboarding's not going anywhere, not for a long time.
Something that's kind of been proven throughout the decades that it's only getting bigger. I don't know, skateboarding's rad, and everybody should at least try to skateboard or support skateboarders for what they're doing. I see it as probably the most positive thing that I've ever experienced in my life.
I love this thing. It's my favorite thing to do in the world.
Don't get caught up in the everyday and go out there and enjoy yourself.
Don't quit your daydream. Roll forever.
Keep rolling. You can only skate for so long before you start to feel old, but try to keep it alive, and you keep it alive forever anyway. You're always gonna be part of skateboarding. Skateboarding's always gonna be a part of you.
Just keep doing it. Roll forever, you know?
Roll forever. 2 words that any real skateboarder can relate to. Skateboarding isn't just a fad that we never outgrew. It's not something we do so that we look cool or fit in. Skateboarding is life. It accepted us for who we are and never turned us away. It never placed any boundaries or limits upon us, and always pushed us to go further for no one else's sake but our own. It was, for many of us, first love. Something that people on the outside looking in will never understand. Once you truly let skateboarding in your heart, it never dies. You will never look at a set of stairs, a rail, or ditch the same way again. It becomes a part of who you are, and you will never lose it.
Woo! Yeah!
It may change size or form, but it's always there. That is skateboarding. It's always there. You can put up as many signs as you want. You can knob your rails, you can build your fences. It doesn't matter. Skateboarding is here to stay. All across the world. 7 continents. 7 layers of ply.
Bitch guy on this bitch. Yeah! Really good run here, man. Hey, doing the back 180 melon out. Back 180 melon out. Hey, doing the back 180. Look out, Kyle. Look out. Look out. Watch out. Back 180 melon.
Product placement.
It's like Spawner Road, maybe.
Tree hugging hippie.
You can't tell but I'm flipping you off right now.
Dick.
Yeah, fuck that pull. Well, I would have got that, but Riegler's in the way. Whoa!
I don't know why I tried catching that one too.
I fucking landed primo. Sorry.
Separately, we're all just a slice of pizza, but when everybody comes together, like, we're a whole, and I mean, that sounds cheesy, but that's has a lot of truth to it, you know?
Cheesy.
Oh, shit, I didn't even fucking put that together.
Well, you're just knocking out zingers.
God damn it.